Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about some topic which is clarity over speed for learning. So nowadays whenever you see many people are in a hurry, I don't know why. When you're learning, they want to learn so fast. That is the reason, and there was an example which I provided you. In the classroom also, if someone is telling you something, people are very much in a race to answer them that he understood. Right, so he keeps on answering them. But I'm going to tell you today something about why clarity should be given preference over the speed. Like, even though if you're a slow learner, that is not a problem. That's not a problem at all. As long as you understood the topic precisely, properly, perfectly. So, this is what I'm calling as clarity. So we are going to discuss about why clarity over speed is required for learning. Let's get into the mind map. First of all, what are the problems? We're going to see what are the problems if we choose speed over the clarity. The first problem is you expect a lot of things in the less time. You expect a lot of things in the less time, and your brain gets overwhelmed with a lot of information. You might be having a capacity to consume small level of information, but you, because of the speed, you say, okay, I have to do this. When you try to take a lot of information at a time, your brain will get overwhelmed and it will not be able to focus. It will get confused. The second problem is unnecessary anxiety. Yes, so because you are expecting a lot of things to be processed, lot of things to be acquired in a less time, you will become unnecessarily anxious. You'll become anxious to know this, and the part two overwhelming. So anxiety is good, okay, but sometimes unnecessary anxiety will lead you to the overwhelmness. So you will get overwhelmed, and when you are overwhelmed with some information or some particular activity, there is a very high probability that you are going to give up. So it's increase the unnecessary anxiety. And when you are learning something in a speed, you will miss to capture the details. You see, in the examination patterns also, there are many cases that many people would have prepared very properly, but because of this speed, what they use, what the bigger problem is, they actually miss the details in the question. And by reading the question, half question, by reading only half question, they try to answer it because the conditions and clause will be there in the next part of the sentence, but most of the people, because of the speed, they'll not even read the question completely. If they would have read the question completely, they would answer properly. So these kind of silly mistakes are very highly possible when you seriously try to do something in a hurry. So it has to be clarity on over the speed. So when you're doing something at a very higher, faster rate, there's a very high probability that there is a chance of missing the details in the questions. So this is one more problem. And of course, because of this wrong choice, because you're in a hurry, you would have not taken the details. You would have taken only some point of the first part of the questions, and with that question, based on that points, you would have prepared an answer and submitted in the examination. Because you have not read the complete questions, you would have taken the wrong, you would have prepared a wrong answer and provided them. So because of those ignorance of those complete details, you will be choosing, you will be writing a wrong answer, and that gives you a wrong results. So let's see what are the solutions. So when you prefer clarity over the speed, like even though someone else is writing the exam in half an hour, if you are taking complete whole time whatever is meant for the examination, and especially when learning, if someone is learning a lesson in 1 hour, or someone has prepared a topic in 1 hour, and you're taking 2 hours or 3 hours, that's okay, that's not a problem. Here the actual point is how much information you captured, how well you learn the topic. That is what matters a lot, rather than how fast you learn. So when you're learning at a slower pace or at the pace in which you're comfortable with, without comparing with anybody else, what happens is you will never miss the details of the problem. Especially when you're learning something, or in the case of writing and examinations also, you will properly take the details of the problem for what you're learning or what you're writing down the answers. So when you understanding the problem itself will solve half of the, it will provide half of the solution. So most of the cases, if someone says, "Who are you?" If you are in a hurry and treat it as "How are you?" then you say, "I'm fine." Right? We have heard this. We have had this problem. I've seen many people getting confused with this problem. They would have said, "Who are you?" and the other person would have heard it as "How are you?" because he did not pay the attention. Are you? So who and how he assumed, and he said that I'm fine. The second solution for when you prefer clarity over the speed is help you realize your understanding. So when you are listening to the problem or understanding the problem first, instead of understanding at the speed, what happens is your understanding of the problem itself will give you the half of the solutions. So when you understand the question, it will realize your understanding. Okay, this is what he meant for. This is what he meant it. So this will help you in your understanding when you take the clarity is prayer over the speed. So when you take your own time to understand the problem, because it's ultimately you have to understand the problem first for you to provide or explore the solution. So it will help you realize your understanding when you're going in a phase at which you're comfortable with. So it will help you realize your understanding. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, fine. And the third solution is it will help you get bigger picture of the problem. So if someone is talking about a particular topic and you are very curious and very patient in listening to it at your own pace, okay? So if someone is saying that a so person would have gone here, so what happens is on the same process you will think yourself, okay, why he would have done that manner only, or why am I supposed to do in this manner only? Why can't I get in the step B mode, or why can't I try this alternate? So with that you'll see the bigger picture of the problem rather than focusing on that particular activity. You'll get your borders widened. So you're going to see, okay, why only this aspect? You'll get the bigger picture of the problem. You'll get into see what all other ways I can help you out with. This is very much required. Rather than you take information when you're getting into that exploration mode, that exploration mode will give you a bigger picture of the problem what you're trying to address, or when you're trying to explore some particular topic. So having that, getting into that bigger picture will give much more clarity or much more bigger purpose. You'll be solving a problem for a bigger purpose. So getting into that level. So like when you're learning about some in a lesson, okay, he will be telling about particular king. So you will be listening in that lesson saying that the king has done some activities in his kingdom and all those things, but you might have get the bigger picture. So how come this king has done some activity and some other king has done some other activity? Why this king was different from that? So you'll be getting into a bigger picture of, rather than the kingdom, you'll be getting into a ruling kind of topic, which is a bigger picture of this than the kingdom. So this is how you're going to get yourself explored to a much bigger topic. Okay, and this will also help you get deep into the subject when you are getting into the bigger picture of the problem other than what you're studying. So as I said, taking an example of one particular, you're studying about one particular kingdom and later you're studying about another particular kingdom. So when you're reading about another particular kingdom, you will automatically get into thinking saying that why this kingdom was different, or the ruling of this kingdom is different than other kingdom. You'll get that question because you're getting into the bigger picture. Why he has followed a specific step to rule properly and he would have missed a specific step. Why this means? So to trying to explore the difference, you're yourself unknowingly getting into the topic of ruling, which is not part of your subject, but you're getting much more higher into the term ruling. How the ruling comes into the picture. So, and when you get into that level, you're getting deep into that one, right? So ruling, okay, why the ruling? If you're getting deep means, okay, at the time it used to happen in that way. How it is happening now? So your subjects are telling you some topic, but because of your intelligence or your level of your presence of mind, it is making you curious and it is making you explore more beneath the subject what you are taught for, which is actually required, because the ultimate learning purpose is how to survive yourself and take it to the next level, right? So you are reading whatever happened, and you are relating it with the present happening, why it happened, why or how it happened, why it happened, or how you're addressing these kind of issues nowadays. So you are opening up your mind when you are going in this manner. So this is what getting deep into the subject, when you are mainly focusing on clarity over the speed, and it will develop the psychology that encourages you to learn more. In the same example as I told you, because you have compared one particular learning with another particular learning, so you will be going much deeper into the topic at a higher level. Like you might have studied about one particular kingdom or one particular king's ruling. That's what you have studied, and maybe in some other time you would have read another particular king and his rulings. So then you would have gone to the upper level or a broader subject, why the ruling. So that you have gone by yourself. Nobody would have taught you, and there is nothing not there in the lessons. You would have got in the rulings and getting deep. So you'll get into rulings. You learn about how the king's rules or how it happens, and then you'll getting deep. So ruling, even though that the king that was happened in the history, but nowadays still the ruling is happening. Ruling is not exactly ruling, but how the cycle is coming now and how it is applicable, how the people are surviving now compared to those days, and how can we take it further. So this kind of psychology will encourage you to learn more, because you became curious, you trying to explore some knowledge. Okay, so when you focus much on the clarity over the speed, that will make you explore much more information, take you much more deeper. There is no race. If you race for something, once you race it, once you go to reach the finish line, that is the end. But here it is not like that. Because knowledge is an ocean and it keeps on increasing, and even though I'm telling you now, even I have something to explore. Not something, I have a lot of things to explore. So it's knowledge is it's a never-ending journey. But when you focus on clarity over speed, that will help you your path towards that learning journey, and you will learn much better manner when much more cautiously, and you'll enjoy your learning journey a lot. So that's all for today. Hope you like my video. Please click the like button if you like the video. Please do subscribe, and until next time, bye bye.